This is not my first time visiting Wat Jedi Luang, but it's the first time that I have an appointment with an American writer here. I'll be meeting with Michael Yon. Back in 2014, I first encountered him via his articles about political conflict in Thailand. Although his writings seem to favor one side, it can be denied that he had a broad understanding of Thai politics. Michael, you were in Thailand while we have got like political crisis a few years ago, and what do you think about that circumstances?
Well, this was the first coup that I was actually happy to see that it actually happened, because I was concerned that it could go into civil war. It never reached civil war, but you know, the potential is there. And there are certain elements that would like to see Thailand split into parts, just like there's elements that would like to split the United States. And we do have fault lines within the United States, and Thailand also has fault lines. And so obviously people were trying to split north and south, and also the northeast, right? And did not succeed, because the Thai spirit is sufficiently strong. And also the rally around the royal institution is very important, because that is a glue that keeps Thailand together. But obviously the Thai voice is quite loud when it wants to be heard. I mean, not the army, not the police, but the people. I mean, when Thai people want to be heard, they will be heard. And that's what we saw in 2010, and that's what we saw with different groups in 2013 and 14. And so I see these articles constantly, whether these mainstream sources that say, you know, Thailand has become this terrible dictatorship or whatever, but it's not, because I know ultimately when Thai people feel like their freedom has been infringed, they will go to the streets and they will take charge, because there is more than one army here, and one of them consists of the millions and millions of Thai people who will be free.
Despite being on the cusp of civil war, which led to military coups, surprisingly, it seemed to have little effect on investors and the tourism industry. Teflon Thailand, that's what foreign media call us.
If you look inside the American psyche, we always think we're about to be destroyed. And I see that with Thailand too. Thais are always like, oh, here it is, it's the end of the world with Thailand. And it's not, because Thais are too strong for that. No matter what happens, they don't call it Teflon Thailand for nothing, or the bamboo policy, which you've heard of, I'm sure. Thais are extremely resilient. One of the things that makes Thais so strong is that they do think that they're always about to be crushed. When you always think that you're about to fail, but you don't want to fail and you insist you will not fail, then that makes you stronger. And that's one of the principal strengths of Thailand. One of the principal strengths is that it always thinks it's in trouble, because it is.
What do you think about new Prime Minister?
There's never going to be a time when everybody's happy in any country, including, of course, Thailand. And so, of course, many people are unhappy, and maybe things should be different. Things should always be different in America or wherever. But I see Thailand as stable. It's very safe here in Chiang Mai, we're in the middle of Chiang Mai now. The people seem happy here. I can walk around at nighttime without any danger. There's no army out on the streets, no police on the streets. The only real danger here is to rent motorbikes.
While most foreigners who live in Thailand are likely to be more liberal, Michael Yon has a different view about Thailand in Article 112.
Now, of course, writing about the royal institution, we could go overboard with that. I mean, that's the one freedom that does not exist in Thailand, of course. But otherwise, Thailand is one of the most free countries I've ever seen. In some ways, it's more free than the United States. In some ways, the United States is far more free. It depends on what we're talking about, right? Like, for instance, you can show up to Thailand as a journalist in with 10 cameras hanging off your body and come through the airport and they'll let you right through, right? You can't do that. You can't do that as a journalist in the United States. You'll need a journalist visa. And if you've written a lot of bad things about America, you won't get in, right? But you can get in Thailand. So, I mean, in some ways, Thailand is much more free. The one place where the freedom doesn't exist, of course, is on talking about the royal institution. Otherwise, you know, freedoms here are, I would say, tops in the world.
Can you foresee in the future, you think we're going to have crisis again or not?
Of course.
Why?
Because Thailand is a growing country, and so growing countries always have crisis. And not just Thailand, of course, but the region. So it's not just what's happening in your neighborhood, it's what's happening in the neighborhoods around those neighborhoods, right? And likewise, again, I keep using the United States as a comparison. Will there be more crisis in the United States? Of course. We'll always be in crisis. And so, but Thais are good at handling crisis. I don't see that as a problem. What's the problem with crisis? Thais are good at crisis. That's why they call it Teflon Thailand. Everything bad happens here. I remember the flood in 2011, right? It was terrible. The flood in Bangkok was horrific, really, and everybody's smiling. You know, I mean, I'm going around waiting that you have to swim some places. I mean, remember some crocodiles got some people or something. I mean, it was really a serious flood, but everybody's smiling. Everybody's like, I'm like, this place is going to be fine. Whereas many countries would be saying, our capital just got wiped out. We won't recover for 20 years. Thailand recovered in, 3 months, And so it's just the ability to recover after a horrific tsunami or political crisis. I remember some shootouts, some real firefights down in 2010 and 2014. And oh my gosh, 4 people just got killed. This is horrible, which it is. It's really horrible. But immediately, Thais are like, okay, that's behind, let's go.
Recently, Michael has been working in Hong Kong, covering the political demonstrations via Facebook Live almost every day. After he finished working there, he returned home to Thailand. Even though he's been to 75 countries around the world, he said Thailand is his favorite.
Thailand is just a wonderful place to live. I love it here.